Hi, Ken here, Driftwind V-Twin. How you doing today? Hey, if you're thinking about going on a long distance trip through a couple states, I carry along with me a couple top 10 must have things uh, that might help you out in a bind. So I start off with the toolkit, tire patch kit, some Loctite, extra nuts, bolts, clamps, zip ties and tape, fuses, spark plugs, a couple light bulbs. If you have an older bike, maybe some oil. If you have a newer bike, extra batteries for your key fob. And a nice to have thing is a USB for your battery tender. First, we're going to talk about cruise tools. So I am a drag specialties dealer. I can get these at my shop. Any drag specialties dealer can get these at their shop. So what's great about these cruise tools right off the bat, lifetime warranty on them. So let's open it up and check it out and see what's inside this bad boy. Always great to have on a trip. So you got a rag right off the bat in case you got a spill or need to wipe something up. You got some Allens, some Torx head wrenches, some zip ties. You even have some wire in here in case you need to wire something up. What is also great about this is this set of tools is made for a Harley Davidson. So these are American tools. But they did stick a metric tool in here. 10 millimeter metric tool. So open side 10 mil, of course, that's a battery for a Harley Davidson. Well, here's a 12-point 10 mil on the opposite side. 12-point 10 mil for the newer models brake calipers. So if you had a loose caliper going down the highway, needed to tighten it up or take it off to check brake pads, you have a 10 mil 12-point in here to do so. So they were really thinking ahead when they came up with this little toolkit. And $49.99, that's all it is. Could be a lifesaver to you. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is a tire toolkit. So a couple weeks ago, I had a gentleman call me. He had already fixed his tire a couple times on the side of the road. He actually made it, limped it into the shop. Really impressive is he fixed it on the side of the road with one of these kits. Now, what's great about this kit is you can find it at any of your local parts or hardware stores normally. So what's great about this is it's got a patch kit in it. And it's got a valve stem tool in it. It's even got some extra valve stems in it. It's got everything you need to fix your tire on the side of the road in a pinch just to get you to where you need to go. If you're going to loosen something on your bike with the toolkit, you might want to tighten it back up with some Loctite. Super easy to get. Everybody's got it. I don't know, $4 or $5. Along with that, you're at the parts and hardware store. You always want to grab like a couple extra nuts and bolts that'll fit on your bike. There's, clamps and wiring and hosing on a bike, a couple hose clamps. You would hate to go on a long distance trip, lose a seat bolt and be riding 300 or 400 miles without a seat bolt, hoping your seat stays on. So it's easy enough to grab extra at a hardware store and just keep it in your tool pack. So I got some Gorilla Tape here, some extra zip ties to go along with that. And something falls off, tape it or zip tie it. I always like to bring some generic fuses with me. There are some generic fuses on the bikes, whether they be old or new. Older bikes, spark plugs. Newer bikes, spark plugs. So if you're not running LEDs yet and you're still running the incandescent light bulbs, you could grab, an incandescent light bulb that will fit in your blinker. It'll fit in all four. So if one goes out, you'll have the extra bulb for it. Or if you're riding at night, it's always great to have a backup light bulb for your backlight incandescent in case it burns out. I mean, literally $2-3. I'm a drag dealer. This is $2.95. Might save you from getting hit from the rear, or just save you from getting pulled over by a cop. So every Harley takes a little bit different amount of oil, somewhere in between 3 to 3.5 quarts on average. New bikes take a couple more quarts than that. But then the older bikes lose oil and burn oil. But if you're going on a long distance trip and you know that, why not take an extra quart of oil with you? I have an S&S, fully synthetic. Great oil. For being synthetic, I feel like it's a little thicker. And S&S is running about $14.95 a quart, roughly, $15. What is $15 in the greater scheme of things of, running out of oil on a trip? That's a key fob. Most of you guys have them because you have newer bikes nowadays. If you have had the same battery in your key fob for more than a year or so, it's probably out of juice. Put a new one in before the trip leaves. I think they come in packs of 2. Security system won't shut you out of the bike when you're out on your trip. You won't have to call nobody, tow it, nothing like that. These things can cause havoc on a trip. It's happened to me. It's happened to everybody I know. So don't forget to put a new battery in your key fob. The next thing, not a must-have, but it's a nice to have, is they make a USB tender nowadays. This particular style shows you how much battery you have on the bike, which I like. It's got little LED lights that shows you from fully charged to going dead, which helps you know on a long distance trip whether your charging system's working, as well as if your phone goes dead on your trip, you have a USB port here on this side to plug into your charger on your bike and charge your phone up. So it's not a must-have, but it's very nice to have. You can go out to lunch on a trip, plug it in to your tender, plug your phone in. By the time you're done with lunch, phone's halfway charged, ready to get out on the road again. So those are my top 10 items for long distance trips that have gotten me out of a jam personally. It might get you out of a jam one day.